of how to access different information about the course. You could do it from the school library, you could do it at home, whatever is at your convenience. Feel free to access this. You should be able to get through it even with your phone if you have internet access with that. So what you want to do is obviously go to the Palmyra website, pasd.us, and to get to my personal page, you want to click Teacher Web, not Spiderweb, Teacher Web, and you obviously want to find me, so you're going to look under the S's and click your favorite teacher, which I'm just going to assume that's me, right? And you click that, and here is my kind of home page where you have all types of ways to access different information that you need. So for this particular lesson using the clinometers, you want to check out our class our class homework page where I'll list all of our homework assignments, so be on the lookout for that. I may ask you some ways to respond to the type of things that we did here, so be sure you are checking that probably at least twice a week. Hello and good morning. Welcome to class. I cannot wait for you to get involved with our lesson today as we put some math into real-world use. Essentially, what I'm asking you to do is to put your money where your math is. Our objective for the day is that as a result of participating in the clinometer activity using various resources that we'll discuss in a moment, you, as 8th grade students, will be able to explain at least 2 ways a clinometer can be used in the real world. Allow me to introduce to you my assistant for this brief presentation, Mr. Clyde O'Meter. He's going to help prep us for our activity of the day. Before we begin, let's reflect deeply for a moment. Have you ever had one of those days where you constantly think about random things? I remember trying to solve some of the most complex of riddles even as an infant, Mr. Short. Okay, that's enough baby pictures. Unanswered questions like, who closes the door when the bus driver gets off the bus? Or, wouldn't it be smart to make the sticky stuff on envelopes taste like chocolate? These kinds of things tend to stick in your head all day and drive you crazy. So you drive home to ponder, why is it that we drive on a parkway but park in a driveway? Or walk in the snow to figure out why rain drops but snow falls? Or run through the park to figure out in football why it's called a running back when he's actually running forward. Or to, okay, Mr. O'Meter, no more examples. Whew, that was some trip home. But now it's time to relax. As he sits down in his recliner that sits about a meter high, he decides to turn his attention to the question, why is it called a building when it's already built? Until he realizes, wait a minute! I'm sitting in a meter-high recliner! Clinometer! The best segue in the history of education. That's a tool used to measure the height of a tall object, which we are going to do today outside. Your groups will receive a copy of the infographic as a quick version of what to do, but be sure you follow the steps we will go over in detail in just a moment. Don't forget, last but not least, you can check your work using the Clinometer app on the iPod. And don't forget that if you get stuck and become frustrated, then call me over and I will try to save the day. With all of that being said, I give you a fist pound for motivation, a thumbs up for good luck, and peace for let's get started. Here is the layout for the day. First, we're going to review the basic trig functions and triangle exercises that we have spent our last few classes learning. You must be able to, at this point, apply trig ratios to solve problems involving right triangles. We will then use homemade clinometers to find heights not yet known to the 8th grade kind. We will be like Superman, able to measure tall buildings in a single round, or something like that. After using our handmade clinometers, we're going to use iPods to check your measurements with a digital clinometer app. Using this free app, you will become my trigonometry apprentice, and explore new ways in which to whet your mathematical appetite. Okay, enough with the app puns. Be sure you are engaged in following along with your group, as I look forward to reading your thoughts in today's journal entry. I certainly hope that you can appreciate the true beauty in the math we have experienced today. You have truly seen math in action, as we saw in a real-world context, the power and convenience that can be provided in using trigonometry. To recap, you utilized the trig concepts we learned as they relate to right triangles, and then put them to use from the clinometer, and finally confirmed your work with technology. A day well done. See you tomorrow.